Welcome to the 5G podcast.
We're glad you're here.
We hope you enjoy our conversation about God, guns, games, goals, and gastronomy.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode.
Fanboy sleep token for the last 30 minutes or whatever,
Probably,
20 minutes.
give or take. It's time for me to fanboy over Final Fantasy. Probably.
Okay, yeah, we can for sure.
That's another big topic.
For sure.
To wrap it in another nice bow, sleep token, even in Arcadia, 10 out of 10, no notes.
0 notes.
In addition, other than the 20 minutes of notes we just gave.
It wasn't notes, it was just fangirl.
It was just,
We just fangirled for 20 minutes.
This is the best music I've ever heard.
Ryan is going to be pissed. She's going to be like, shut up, just move on.
Hopefully we kept it interesting. Listen to it. Good stuff. We have Final Fantasy spoilers.
Yes.
Bunch of new cards revealed. Not everything yet. I think they did like a lot of the standard set over the weekend. It's good we're doing a Monday episode because they did one of the commander decks today. They're doing the rest of the commander decks this week, and then the rest of the standard cards eventually because the set comes out in a couple weeks. Anyway, Final Fantasy. Generally, from everything I've seen so far, this is like my overall synopsis first. A lot of the card designs seem kind of boring, like because it's a standard legal set.
Uh-huh.
It's the first standard legal Universes Beyond set. We had
because the Spider-Man ones are not Universes Beyond. They were
they were a secret layer.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings was a modern set, so it was like higher powered. And then before that, we just had secret layers of commander decks.
Yeah.
So like when I compared this to spoiler season for the Fallout or the Warhammer decks, every card that got revealed, I was like, man, that's a cool card. Like, oh, and the art is cool.
Yeah.
Some of these I'm like, yeah, the art's cool. That's really like true to the games. That card kind of sucks though.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird feeling to do a standard legal set because they got to print 300 something cards.
Yeah.
Plus, in the commander decks, there's 20 unique cards in at least 20 unique cards in every commander deck, and a bunch of reprints, tons of art, and 400 something mechanically unique designs. Some of it is just like, it's okay, I guess. It does +1/+1 counters. Oof.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Like, it's just draft chaff with cool art from a video game that I like, but
yeah. We'll see how it does. I'm sure it's gonna sell.
I'm sure it's gonna sell, but
I'm sure it'll be a huge sale.
This is the first.
But I don't think we're ever gonna see we're not gonna see them be like the Warhammer or the Fallout decks in like people commander.
Yeah, because it's like
they're gonna.
Some of the cards aren't usable. Like,
powerful.
You'll get them. They'll look pretty in a binder.
Yeah. Which there is something to be said for just collector pieces.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. We should have just kept those as like a Universes Beyond thing and not made them standard
just
people.
supplemental stuff. Like,
I also think I've been thinking about this, and it basically like it kind of does like a disservice to the IP that you're borrowing, because it's like, okay, let's take Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's a ton of people who love Final Fantasy, right?
Yep.
And there's a ton of people who would love to take their Final Fantasy deck to Kitchen Table Magic Commander on a Friday night or Wednesday night or whatever the day, right? And they'd love to be able to just like have a really fun and powerful, not overpowered, but like a solid, like the Warhammer decks or like the Fallout decks or like any of those where it's a very, very playable, reasonably competitive, not like a level 10 competitive,
but like commander
like Kitchen Table, like a level 7 deck, right?
And whereas not all of the cards were super strong, but like I said before, you could look at them and be like, yeah, that could see play in commander.
Well, and especially if you were like wanting to, you could switch out 2 or 3 cards and have like a really good deck.
Sure.
Good deck, right?
Yeah.
It does a disservice to Final Fantasy though, because now it's like you're gonna take this deck, and if you're playing against a Warhammer deck and a Fallout deck and another whatever, throw in another one, right? Like a Tales of Middle Earth or whatever. Lord of the Rings one.
Yeah.
Tales of Middle Earth.
I think that's what it was called, the subtitle.
Yeah. Like if you have those 3 decks, which are all reasonably powerful as commander decks, versus this one, you're going to get wiped almost every 8 times out of 10.
So far, from what we've seen.
True. Yes, very true. but probably not because it's standard legal, right?
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Like it is almost.
So now it's like you're like, oh well, now I kind of don't want to play this deck. It's just a mantelpiece.
You're expanding on the audience of like, oh, I want to draft Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I couldn't draft Fallout because they only had commander decks, but
like who drafts?
You draft for the gameplay. So
kind of like
you don't really care.
Cart before the horse type thing.
Yeah. You don't care what the art is if the gameplay was good. Ideally, it needs to be both.
Yeah.
But yeah. That being said, I do like Square Enix owns Final Fantasy, and they are generally pretty protective of their IP.
Yeah.
So that's why this was kind of a shock when they announced this anyway. But from what we've seen so far, all of the art, looks like Square Enix had a close watch on Wizards of the Coast.
There's no transition
mages.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything looks like
all the art I've seen looks really nice.
It looks good. It looks classic Japanese RPG.
Or at least true to Magic as well. Like I have this card that I wanted to bring up. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, okay.
We'll see if we it's a popper card.
Ooh, okay. I did save a couple of those. A couple of my favorites.
2 mana 1/1 human citizen creature, town greeter.
I don't think I saved this one.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of okay especially for a common.
All right.
So 2 mana 1/1. When this creature enters, mill 4 cards. You may put a land card from among them into your hand. If you put a town card into your hand this way, you gain 2 life.
Yeah, okay. With the new town subtype for lands.
I thought, especially for Pauper, maybe not in the 99, right?
Yeah, of a commander, yeah. But he fills your graveyard, and a lot of decks in Pauper like that.
And you have the potential to put a land in your hand.
Get a land. And maybe you gain some life.
There's some cards that if you bring something back from the graveyard, even if it's to your hand,
you get some
sort of, when anything leaves your graveyard, you get some sort of synergy, right?
And there's at least one common town that I've seen.
Yeah.
The Adventurer's Inn. It's just when this land enters, you gain 2 life, and it taps for colorless.
So potential 4 mana gain, or 2 mana gain 4 life.
Yeah, gain 4 life.
And mill 4 cards, 3 cards.
4, and you're effectively drawing life. It's good. It's good synergy.
I thought for Papa that had some build space to put 4 of those and 4 or 8 towns in there.
Mm-hmm. Since we're on that, I have a couple Pauper cards in, or at least one. This is an iconic enemy from Final Fantasy who's super annoying. It's the Marlboro cigarette. That is actually what the name is based off of, is a parody of Marlboro. The creature's called Marlboro.
That's hilarious.
It's just like a big...
And it's a fuming toxic sludge.
Yep.
And this is hilarious. Bad Breath is the name of
Bad Breath is the name of its attack in game. Yep.
That's hilarious.
It's a 6 mana 4/4 plant horror in Magic. The Bad Breath is when it enters, each opponent discards a card, loses 2 life, and exiles the top 3 cards of their library.
This is a common?
This is a common.
Jeez Louise.
And then it's got swamp cycling for 2 colorless.
Jeez Louise.
That's perfect for
Pauper. You win the Pauper combat there. Holy crap.
You got to get the Marlboro. I think that was actually the best common that I saved. I was like, oh yeah, that's playable. We've got a couple legendaries. Some of my favorites. No, hold on. I'll talk about one more comment on it. They introduced a new keyword, Stephen. One, I don't know if you've heard of this. It's like when you cast a card, you have to pay an additional cost, and then you get an extra thing.
Oh, kicker.
Kicker, yes. It's kicker. They spelled it kind of funny, though. It's spelled tiered.
Oh, I did see these. Go ahead and explain it. And then
it's like it has the cost of the spell, and then again, it's like bullet points tiered. So it says you can choose one of the additional costs, and then I think they're all 3. You can pick one of 3 effects when you play the spell.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of the 5G Podcast.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to see more.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks.